Year one was the year one thing. Beginning of the season, we talked about the aspirations for the second season, but now we're halfway through it. How you feeling in that first chair? Because I remember you talked about the difference between this first and second, like what, 4 inches?
Yeah.
So yeah, how you feeling now?
You know, it's a little easier. There's always challenges. Certainly, no season is the same. You know, the calendar might be similar, the rhythm, the workflow might be very similar, but there's challenges every year. You know, year one it was COVID, it was this, a lot of new things for me. You know, you're still battling injuries. Yeah, you're somewhat of a different group, and trying to find ways to get the best version out of what we had. But I think the easier part is the relationship piece. You know, after spending time with players, being around them, better synergy with the staff, understanding of kind of expectations from the day to day. This is how we do things. We're prioritizing these, different items, but there's never a day where it's just like, just show up and you know exactly what you're going to get. There's always something that changes. Keep you on your toes.
I know that we dealt with the injury bug. Roster gets tight. You're also dealing with, the losing streak that's going on. How do you balance all of that and keep people focused on the light at the end of the tunnel when you've got a lot of pieces that are moving around?
Well, I mean, you can only control what you can control. And it's easy to say, well, this is a problem, this is a problem. It is what it is, so let's be solution-based. How do we help fix it? How do we help our guys compete at a high level? And that's really all you can ask for. It's not going to guarantee you a win. You go through a 10-game losing streak, there's a lot of reasons, there's a lot of layers. A big piece of that was we didn't have a lot of bodies. And it's easy to live on that emotional pendulum, but you're doing yourself and you're doing the group a disservice. Try to rally the troops, say, look, this is it is what it is, we've got to forge through this. There's no other way than to go through the fire.
How do you assess Kyle's style of play? Because, if you look on social, you'll hear clutch coups and all that kind of stuff, which is great. But how do you assess the maturation or transition of his game up from the beginning of the season to now here at this point?
You know what, we saw a lot of it last year, and I think it was a lot of it based on opportunity. And, it was a new plane for him. He had the freedom and flexibility to do some things he'd never been able to do. So it's kind of a learning on the fly a little bit. And now that we saw it, we're going to allow him to play to his strengths. I think he's done wonders for our ability to push, play, in the open floor, even after makes. Get the ball up, attack early in the clock, it's been really good for us. Versatility as a playmaker, pick and roll, in transition, in the post. So there's a lot of ways he can impact winning. And we still challenge him to guard, one of the marquee offensive players on the other team. So there are a lot of layers that we're asking him to do, and he's performed admirably.